Nick, to what do you attribute the number of mistakes and the lack of execution?
Well, you know, first of all, you got to give Clemson a little bit of credit. They have a really good team. I think the responsibility for us not playing well really starts with me. You know, we obviously didn't go out there, and they did do some things that we weren't prepared for, but you always expect that. A couple bunch passes that Oklahoma ran and some other people that, you know, we had to make adjustment to at halftime. But, you know, I thought the players prepared well for this game. And I think that, you know, they just got outperformed. It wasn't like we just didn't cover a guy. I mean, we tried to cover number 8. He caught the ball, made a big play. We were in 3 deep zone when number 5 catches the ball and runs, you know, 50 yards, 60 yards for a touchdown. Guy doesn't play the deep third properly. So, you know, those responsibilities start with me, our staff, and all the coaches who try to get these guys ready. And when we don't play well, I feel like that's a reflection on the job that we did, the job that I did, and you know, so. But you know, Clemson did a really, really good job. I mean, I know the score. There's a lot of good things that our team did out there today, especially on offense. We did stop the run on defense, but we couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. So, I mean, sometimes we just didn't get them covered. A couple times we made some errors on things that they did that we had not practiced that were difficult, and they're pretty good.
Go back here in the middle, second row.
Nick, again, you know, you haven't experienced a loss like this in your tenure. What was going through your head as it was unfolding? And also, do you think some of the long-standing issues maybe were exposed, the field goal kicking forcing you into decisions maybe that you might not want to make, and also the secondary depth being a problem that kind of came to the surface in this game?
Well, we have had some issues with, you know, the guys that, you know, are not out there playing. And I think sometimes you have to be fortunate because when you play against good teams, you need that depth and you need those people. I think it was a poor decision on my part not to kick a field goal, you know, the first drive of the second half. We thought we had a really, really good fake, and somebody didn't block the guy they were supposed to block, so it didn't work. So it was a bad call. It's always that way. We didn't finish drives in the red zone because we could have got right back in the game now. I mean, we had the ball down there 3 times and, you know, didn't score a point. Didn't score a point. We had fake field goal, went for it on 4th down twice, had the ball on the 1-yard line. So, I mean, this game could have been a little different if we'd have finished things a little better. But, you know, we didn't play well enough on defense to win, because if you can't get off the field on 3rd down, you're going to have a hard time when you're playing against a good team.
We're going to go to Mark Tracy.
But there was nothing going through my head except what can I do to help our team play better the next play? How can we? And we just kept not being able to finish things the way we wanted to. And I feel like it's my responsibility that those things didn't happen properly.
We're going to move over to our left, Mark Tracy.
Coach, we've known for some time in college football that, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We've known for some time in college football that, you know, true freshmen are very much able to contribute, including, of course, on your teams. That said, with Trevor Lawrence doing this this year, I'm wondering how you've seen it evolve in college football, where even in the past decade, say, where even, you know, where even the most recent recruiting class you bring in can make such a huge difference at the end of the year.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is a special talent. I saw him when he was a sophomore, and he was a special player, you know, as a sophomore in high school. And he's playing in a good system and a good scheme that's somewhat similar to what he played in high school. And I think that I got this ask at the press conference the other day, why do more freshmen are they able to play, especially at quarterback? And I think there's a greater similarity with the offense that they grow up with and the offense that they play in college. So there's a lot more similarities. And I think the quarterback position is a little easier now because it's not all drop back oriented. RPOs have made it very simple, for the quarterback in a lot of ways. So, not a surprise to me. And I think you'll see more and more, young quarterbacks be able to contribute early on because of those similarities in their training. Their training is better. We have 7-on-7s all over the country. We've got great quarterback coaches that help these guys develop early in their careers. But Trevor's always been a special talent in my mind and doesn't surprise me. He's got the right stuff as a person, and, he's played phenomenally well for his team this year.
We're going to stay over here on our left, move up a row.
Nick Danusman from The Athletic. I noticed when you were leaving the field, you were looking over your notes. I wondered what you were seeing there, what you were thinking, and also, like I asked the players, this team, I think, did show great resiliency all through the season. What is your takeaway from this team and maybe what you want to focus on moving forward with them?
Well, I sort of made the same opening comments that I made to our team. I told them how proud I was of what they were able to accomplish. I know how disappointed we all are and they are, and the way we didn't finish and the way we performed, in this particular game. But they accomplished a lot, and we're really proud of them. Winning the SEC, winning the Orange Bowl, and winning 14 games. I mean, our seniors have done a phenomenal job. I think they've won like 54 games in their career or whatever. So one game doesn't define who you are. But I also told the players that sometimes we learn more when things don't go well, when we lose. You have to learn how to lose as well as how you win. And there's a lot of lessons for us to learn from the experience that we had in this game, whether you're a senior who's leaving or whether you're a player who's coming back and you see that we have work to do.
We're going to take 2 more questions. Our first one is right here in the front row.
Nick, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa, Press Democrat. With that defensive line of yours, were you surprised you weren't able to generate more consistent pressure on Lawrence? And did you feel that he got more comfortable as the game went on because of that?
Well, I thought that if we were going to have an opportunity, the best way to defend them is to rush 4 guys and play different kinds of coverages. And when we rushed 4 guys, we didn't get a lot of pressure. Their offensive line did a good job. He was very comfortable in the pocket, had time to throw, and we didn't get him covered very well on the back end at times. So the combination of those things, I think, really, made it more difficult for us, because one of the things that they do extremely well with the players that they have, the mismatch 8 and 5 outside, is when you play middle of the field coverage and you try to pressure, they've been very successful against that all year long. And Trevor Lawrence is very good at throwing the fade ball, back shoulders, whatever it is. And their 2 guys are really, really good at making plays on the 50-50 balls, which we knew would be a big part of what we needed to do well in this game. And I think maybe we made 1 play on a 50-50 ball and got 1 other pass interference.
Last question from Marty, right there in the middle, second row.
Hi, Coach. Marty Smith, ESPN. You've said to me in the past that you tend to remember the losses much more than the wins. Outside of the scoreboard, what do you think you'll remember most about tonight?
I just have a feeling that I didn't do a very good job for our team, with our team, giving them the best opportunity to be successful. I always feel that way. Even sometimes when we win, I think there's things that we could do better or that I could have done better. But particularly in this case, never really ever got comfortable with what we needed to do to win this game, especially on defense, especially the matchups we had in our secondary versus their receivers. That was something that was, kind of bothering me going into the game. And as the game unfolded, it worked out that those matchups were a big difference in the game.
Coach, thanks very much.
All right, thank you. And as always, I appreciate I know you all think I don't like the press, but I really do love you for what you do to give a lot of positive self-gratification to a lot of our players by recognizing the things that they do well. And we certainly appreciate all the interest you create for our sport. And college football is a great game and something that's great for these young people to be able to learn a lot of lessons in life. So we appreciate you so much for that. Thank you.